The reassurances of Khadija and Waraka were followed by a reassurance from heaven in the form of a second revelation. The manner of its coming is not recorded, but when asked how revelation came to him, the prophet mentioned two ways. Sometimes it cometh unto me like the reverberations of a bell, and that is the hardest upon me. The reverberations abate when I am aware of their message. And sometimes the angel taketh the form of a man and speaketh unto me, and I am aware of what he saith. The revelation, this second time, began with a single letter, the earliest instance of those cryptic letters with which several of the Quranic messages begin. The letter was followed by a divine oath, sworn by the pen which had already been mentioned in the first revelation as the primary means of God's teaching men his wisdom. When questioned about the pen, the prophet said, "The first thing God created was the pen. He created the tablet and said to the pen, 'Write.' And the pen answered, 'What shall I write?' He said, 'Write my knowledge of my creation till the day of resurrection.' Then the pen traced what had been ordained. The oath by the pen is followed by a second oath, by that which they write. And amongst what they, that is the angels, write in heaven with lesser pens on lesser tablets, is the Quran's celestial archetype, which subsequent revelations refer to as a glorious recitation, Quran, on an inviolable tablet, and as the mother of the book. The two oaths are followed by the divine reassurance, Nun, by the pen, and by that which they write, no madman art thou, through the grace of thy Lord unto thee, and thine shall be a meed unfailing, and verily of an immense magnitude is thy nature. After the first messages had come, there was a period of silence, until the prophet began to fear that he had incurred in some way the displeasure of heaven, though Khadija continually told him that this was not possible. Then, at last, the silence was broken, and there came a further reassurance, and with it the first command directly related to his mission. By the morning brightness, and by the night when it is still, thy Lord hath not forsaken thee, nor doth he hate thee, and the last shall be better for thee than the first, and thy Lord shall give and give unto thee, and thou shalt be satisfied. Hath he not found thee an orphan and sheltered thee, and found thee astray and guided thee, and found thee needy and enriched thee? So for the orphan, oppress him not, and for the beggar, repel him not, and for the bountiful grace of thy Lord, proclaim it." In accordance with these last two words, he now began to speak about the angel and the revelations to those who, after his wife, were the nearest and dearest to him. As yet he had no demands to make upon them, except that they should not divulge his secret. But this situation did not last long. Gabriel came to him one day on the high ground above Mecca, and struck with his heel the turf of the hillside, whereupon a spring gushed forth from it. Then he performed the ritual ablution, to show the prophet how to purify himself for worship, and the prophet followed his example. Then he showed him the postures and movements of the prayer, the standing, the inclining, the prostrating, and the sitting, with the repeated magnification, that is, the words, Allahu Akbar, God is most great, and the final greeting, Assalamu alaikum, peace be on you. And again the prophet followed his example. Then the angel left him, and the prophet returned to his house, and taught Khadija all that he had learnt, and they prayed together. The religion was now established on the basis of the ritual purification and prayer, and after Khadija, the first to embrace it were Ali and Zayd, and the prophet's friend Abu Bakr of the clan of Taym. Ali was only 10 years old, and Zayd had as yet no influence in Mecca, but Abu Bakr was liked and respected, for he was a man of wide knowledge, easy manners, and an agreeable presence. Many would come to consult him about this or that, and he now began to confide in all those whom he felt he could trust, urging them to follow the Prophet. Many responses took place through him, and two of the earliest to respond to the call were a man of Zuhra, Abdu Amr, the son of Auf, a distant kinsman of the Prophet's mother, and Abu Ubaidah, the son of Al-Jarrah, of the Bani al-Harith. The first adherents of the new religion took the commands addressed to the Prophet as applying to themselves, so, like him, they would keep long vigils. As to the ritual prayer, they were now careful not only to perform the ablution in preparation for it, but also to make sure that their garments were free from all defilement. And they were quick to learn by heart all that had been revealed of the Quran, so that they might chant it as part of their worship. The revelations now began to come more copiously. They were immediately transmitted by the Prophet to those who were with him, then passed from mouth to mouth, memorized and recited, a long and rapidly increasing litany which told of the ephemeral nature of all earthly things, of death, and of the certainty of the resurrection and the last judgment, followed by hell or paradise. But above all, it told of the glory of God, of his indivisible oneness, his truth, wisdom, goodness, mercy, bounty, and power. And by extension it continually referred to his signs, the marvels of nature, and to their harmonious working together, which testified so eloquently to the oneness of their sole originator. Harmony is the imprint of oneness upon multiplicity, and the Quran draws attention to that harmony as a theme for man's meditation. When uninhibited by the presence of hostile disbelievers, the believers greeted each other with the words given to the Prophet by Gabriel as the greeting of the people of paradise. Peace be on you. To which the answer is, and on you be peace, the plural being used to include the two guardian angels of the person greeted. The revealed verses of consecration and of thanksgiving also played an increasingly significant part in their lives and their outlook. The Quran insists on the need for gratitude, and the sacrament of thanksgiving is to say, "Praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds," whereas that of consecration or dedication is to say, "In the name of God, the infinitely good, the all-merciful." And following the example of the Prophet, they used it to inaugurate every Quranic recital, and by extension every other rite, and by further extension every act or initiative. The new religion admitted of nothing profane.